We did some really pioneering work when I was a neighbourhood inspector around people being released from prison. If anyone's ever involved in the probation services, you'll know that if you are a statutory offender, that means you've been sentenced to more than 1 year in prison. When you are released, you get a ton of support. If you're a non-statutory offender, i.e. you've been sentenced to less than 1 year, when you are released from prison, you're given £45, a bag containing all the stuff you had when you first came in, and there's no one at the gate. That's it. And invariably within 24 to 48 hours, you're reoffending again. So we helped set up a community group that were faith-based, but they didn't sort of talk about God all the time. But what they did is they met that individual in prison before they got released. And we were this is what I mean by advocate. We would be an advocate for that individual. We would use our links within the probation services to enable those members of the community to go and visit this person in prison, to meet them, build up a rapport with them, build up a relationship with them, so that when they got released, there was a friendly face there to meet them. And they took them back into the community, and we worked with housing associations to make sure they had somewhere to live, that they weren't just going to get dumped out on the streets, and they returned back into the community as citizens. And that community group would also give them opportunities to volunteer and take them on a path back into employment and being useful members of society, as opposed to reoffending and going straight back to prison. So when I talk about advocacy, that's what I mean. Is that making sense, everyone? Everyone might be on that. You might be thinking, that sounds like such a simple solution to reoffending. It wasn't. It was really hard. It was really tough setting that up. And I had to find the right gatekeepers within the prison service and the probation service who actually bought into it. Sadly, when I left as a neighbourhood inspector, the whole thing collapsed. It all fell apart. But whilst I was a neighbourhood inspector, I think about 20 individuals benefited from that. And they didn't reoffend. Like within this, I think 1 or 2 did, but the majority of them did not reoffend. I know one of you in the audience here has got a background in the sector that I'm talking about, and probably thinks that's a flipping amazing idea. Why aren't we doing it? But hey, it just never took off, but it should have. So there you go. A long way of saying that's the written exercise.